Hi, I'm Mark from SnowOnly. We run a property portal that is dedicated to ski properties. And today we have James Ross with us, who's going to answer a few questions. He's the director of Terresens UK. James, how are you?
Very well, Mark. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Let's progress and start to answer a few questions. I've got plenty to give you. So, first of all, why don't you give us a little bit of history of Terresens?
Sure. So, Terresens, the group Terresens was set up in 2008 by Gerard Cornion, and the idea was really to sort of have a different sort of model of developing properties in the Alps. So we would develop our luxury brand, but then also manage the properties ourselves. So really what we specialize in is the partnership with the client, with the owner. So we, from inception, from when they're interested, buying the property, we are there the whole way through to taking the property over and managing the property with them and renting it out for their rental portfolio. So what we really offer is a hassle-free, tax-efficient way of owning a property in France. Hassle-free because we do all the management, all the rental. The client really doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And tax-efficient because when you purchase the property and you choose to rent it through us, you get a 20% VAT rebate on the purchase price. You don't have to rent it. You can take it as a standard second home where you can live there or do whatever you like. But we really offer that exciting tax advantage to get the 20% rebate from the purchase.
Wonderful. So I guess anyone that's inquiring with you, they only need to speak to you, and that process can then be for 20 years. You don't need to kind of be dealing with one rental agent here, one developer here. It's all in-house.
Indeed, that's exactly it. And the reason we set up Terresens UK at the end of last year was to be able to offer the UK and English-speaking international market that exact package. So to speak to us from the very beginning about buying one of our properties in the French Alps, and then offering this management service. So because most people do want to get a rental income from their property, for sure, their lifestyle purchases to be enjoyed and to have gain memories with your family and friends, but also they need to work. The property needs to work for them for their for their financial portfolio.
Perfect. And as you mentioned from 2008, so you're not a first-time developer. You're very experienced in what you're doing.
That's right. So since 2008, we've finished developing 5 alpine properties. And at the moment, we've got 12 properties under construction, 11 in the French Alps, which are either in development, pre-development, or planning phase. And we have one project in Portugal, actually, in Comporta, which is a little bit different from our current model. But we've seen Portugal as a great opportunity, and indeed, we've sold a lot of units there. It's quite a big development with villas, houses and apartments. So there's a real range of properties that we offer with a couple of hundred units. So that's sold very well, and we're actually looking at a new project to launch in Portugal later this year.
Very nice. I guess that brings me on to my next question quite nicely. So obviously we have to deal with the inevitable question of what's going on with the world crisis at the moment and the COVID-19. So I assume by speaking to me, everything is still in operation, still moving forward. There's no standstill. You're not waiting for anything. As a developer, you're progressing, even now.
Yeah, no, obviously it's, it hasn't been easy for anyone. But we're getting through it as best we can, really. So, but in terms of our developments, they haven't really stopped. Obviously you can't build during the ski season, but since since last month in April, we've started on our constructions, and in fact, our largest development in the Alps this year, really our premier development, L'Ultima in Megève. We broke ground last month, and that's very much on course to be completed in 2022, which is the original completion date. So yeah, no, we're still building. We're still selling. In London, we're getting inquiries still. So of course, it's it's not easy for anyone, and times have slightly changed, but we still see the future as a great opportunity, and we're not really changing anything we're doing.
No, I think James, it's a really important message for any potential buyer that things are still progressing at your end, and the development is still being built, and you're not going to push back on the completion dates. So any investment that people are prepared to make, you still got the commitment of building it for them. So that's good.
Sure.
Nice confidence.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, obviously, it is challenging building in the Alps, and things do slip, of course. And we're always upfront in with our clients in that regard. But our business model, because we develop and we manage, we rent the properties, it's important for us for them to be finished when we say, because obviously we need to deliver for our clients, but also for our business model, we need to be able to take those properties and drive the rental income.
Yeah, it's good. It's going nicely, James, because it nicely leads me on to my next question again. So should someone be interested in a Terresens development, what would a buyer kind of expect from a typical Terresens? Maybe some unique feature or build quality. Let us know.
Sure. So we're very much about the tradition, and we build traditional chalet style alpine properties, and we vary from smaller developments of just 20 units, like our development that we're co-developing in Morzine, Les Carroz, up to our development in Megève that I spoke about earlier, L'Ultima, which has over 100 units. So the main focus for us is that it is that look and feel, which is just so important. So every time you see your property that you've purchased, you have that warm, exciting feeling that you are actually buying a piece of the Alps, and it looks like a piece of the Alps. So but that's not just cosmetics. Inside we offer a great range that clients can choose for wood and stone. Choose your different tiles in the bathrooms, so it's a really bespoke, unique property that you can take on and really sort of have. You can even design, add some design features inside the property to a certain extent, but it's very much there. We're here to help the client, really help them realize their dreams, because a lot of our clients, this is not something they've thought about yesterday. This could be a 20-30 year project that they've been thinking about and wanting to do. So we're here to really facilitate that for them.
Actually, James, I'm going to throw in a little bit of a question here. It's only spurred on. So typically, do you get a lot of people that are buying a Terresens that have rented there previously, so they kind of know the quality of it?
So it's a good question. We have had some. It's not the general model, but yeah, we do have people who have stayed in our developments and thought, absolutely, this is for us. This is something we can do. Yeah. And the fact that our rental model, we cast the net far and wide over the European sort of global network really of rental companies. So we really get everyone to come and rent the properties, to come and stay in our properties, and yeah, that absolutely helps to drive ourselves.
I guess in times like now, obviously there might be a market for people that are familiar with Terresens that maybe didn't realise they were in Terresens and are looking for a property that they know the quality. And as you said, it's very consistent through your development, so they know that standard. So there might be some kind of potential buyers that kind of think, okay, we've rented one, let's go and buy one.
Yeah, indeed. And actually, if you stay within any of our developments, there's information, there's brochures around there, so you can see, our whole portfolio of properties that are either finished or in the development stages. So yeah, and as we grow, that's only gonna get bigger and bigger.
Good. So obviously we've covered the rental and the management, obviously combined and perfect for the kind of development. If we move on to, I'm quite interested as well, just from a personal point of view, and obviously being in the industry. So just a little bit of your insight into kind of French property appreciation. Obviously it's very difficult to give that based on certain developments, but as a collective, maybe how have you seen that? What do you see maybe for a little bit for the future? It'd be interesting to get your thoughts. Sure.
Yeah. So obviously it's different to the UK. Living in London, and I've been a surveyor in the past in London, and
Hello, James.
UK property.
Yeah, just cut out there a little bit.
Okay.
Are we getting you back? Can I hear you?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, carry on.
Okay. So yeah, no, with the UK property, you get large downturns and upswings, and it's very, very cyclical. France doesn't tend to have that. It has a steady appreciation. So you're not going to buy the property and in a few years' time see huge upswings like in the UK. But then it's a solid growth. It also varies from area to area and resort to resort, but it is seen as a steady and stable investment. London is, of course, an exciting destination for property, but those cyclical swings can make that quite an issue to some investors. But France does offer security in the terms of the growth.
And I assume, obviously, as you're carrying on the building, that you have, even with the current situation, that you have, a positive outlook for, the next 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it may be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're heavily invested in the Alps, and, that is, that our stalwart of, that's really who we are. But, as I said, we're moving to different areas, to Portugal, and potentially, other areas in the Iberian Peninsula to find new opportunities. But no, we very much believe in the Alps. That is where our heritage is, and that's not going to change.
And it's a good place to go. I say, what developments are you offering at the moment? But I guess we've covered quite a lot of that. Maybe just for anyone that's listening, what are kind of like, where did you say the developments are in the Alps at the moment?
So we've got a real spread from Morzine, Megève, Combloux, Vaugeny, La Plaine. It really try. We cover the network as much as we can.
Yeah.
We tend to be in either the main resorts or resorts that are sort of not quite satellites, but near other large resorts. So, for example, Combloux.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful little village, only less than an hour from Geneva. That's right next to Megève, and that offers exactly the same style of skiing, same ski domain, but it's the price point. Obviously, it's a much lower price point than Megève, and that goes for Vaugeny as well.
Yeah.
And that offers a very attractive price per square meter for what is not an actual that different style of property.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing how much the prices can vary. A lot varies compared with Megève.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Megève is, it's quite particular, but our development there is very special in terms of,
no doubt.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's chalets, apartments. It really caters to that sort of luxury market with a little bit more in terms of the spas, the massage rooms, you name it. Shuttles to take you to town, the centre of town, to the restaurants, to the ski areas. So it's another area for us which we're really pushing, and we've sold incredibly well this year. We've already sold over half the units there. So it's really been quite exciting.
Just for anyone that's listening, I will put links to contact James at the bottom, so you can ask them any questions that you have about any of the developments that they have just by clicking the link. So just kind of moving on, I'm quite interested. So what would be, there might not be a typical buyer, but what is there a typical buyer at Terresens? Are you getting them from a certain part of the world or a certain age, families? Any consistency?
It's a real spread, to be honest, Mark. And Terresens UK, we are mainly UK buyers, but we do very much cater to that international sort of expat market in the Middle East and the Far East especially. So and that's just not Brits in those classic expat environments there. South Africans, Dutch, Nordic countries. So we really try and cater for or spread the net to really find anyone who wants this style of luxury property. And the expats are great because they need the hassle-free, or they want the hassle-free management very much cater for. But a classic buyer for us, I guess, would be a family, an established family with a couple of kids who would like a place in the Alps that is just going to be easy for them. So they're not having to find, every time they go away, to find new restaurants that are kid friendly and new ski areas, somewhere where they can leave their skis and boots. It's not going to be too much of an issue for them getting them out, and that week's holiday where they can just relax, take it all in, and have a great time, and not have to worry about anything. So
I think what's interesting, James, just chatting to you, is that most developments' kind of idea is obviously the easy, hassle-free, but it sounds like yours is generally that case, especially if you're getting buyers from Asia and around that can only really do easy, hassle-free. If that's any more than that, then they probably won't buy. So by obviously making consistency in your development, taking on the rental, the management and all that kind of stuff, encompassing the whole thing, it does sound like you've got an easy, hassle-free product there. So should be appealing for any potential buyer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was working for another company before I was with Terresens, and we were an agent, and I always liked the Terresens model because it just made so much sense to that classic buyer, that hassle-free ownership, plus the 20% VAT rebate. I mean, it was a perfect
nice package with a nice bow around it and all ready to unwrap, right?
Absolutely, and you get your lovely and piece of the Alps that our clients have been thinking of for a very long time.
Yeah, I think we all want a little bit of it. So just again, moving on. So I know that we've obviously spoke a little bit before. You're launching this new development in Les Carroz. Actually, I just skied in the Grand Massif. When was it? Reasonably recently, last year maybe. One of the best days skiing I've ever had. First time that I'd skied there. Really blown away. Lots of beautiful tree runs, some really good off-piste. Definitely go back there. So explain to me about this new development in Les Carroz that we've obviously been speaking about, that you'd obviously would be a good investment for any potential buyer looking at the moment.
Sure, yeah. So our new development in Les Carroz, L'Hermitage de Clemence, it's right in the centre of Les Carroz. I mean, and that is, Les Carroz is not your classic ski area for the Brits. As Brits, we tend to be, keep ourselves to those, big ski domains that everyone knows about. But the Grand Massif and Les Carroz, it is getting that reputation, as you say. You know, it's got that tree-line skiing. It's particularly beautiful, and it's so close to Geneva Airport as well. It's an hour, which is a huge advantage. So yes, our development in Hermitage, right in the middle of town, and so everything is just super easy to get to.
I think that's important that you just said, actually, James, and obviously some people that are considering buying with families, etc., always have whatever they read online. Sometimes there's too many red runs or black runs put you off, etc. But when I skied in the Grand Massif, there were some beautiful long blue runs and just really kind of winding that would just appeal to absolutely anybody, anyone that's just cruising around, people that want to learn. Great for families. I think that was one of the things that I was really pleased with, actually. It's just like this never-ending blue run, just to kind of get me back into it, rather than always a steep pace that, obviously, if you're learning, that can be off-putting sometimes, right?
No, indeed, absolutely, and you're absolutely right, Mark. You know, for families, you know, Les Carroz is a terrific destination, and our new development, L'Hermitage, it's 1 to 5 bedroom units available from 295 up to 1.3 for the larger 5 bedroom units. But what it makes it really stand out is the materials inside and out. So it's, you know, as I said before, this very much traditional local wood and stone that's going to, you know, clad the building inside, the bathrooms and the interiors, the kitchens, all finished to that sort of that high-end luxury standard. When you walk in, you just feel that, you know, great, I'm going to be spending, you know, my holiday here, or, you know, this is my property, and, you know, you want to bring your friends and family there. So it's in line with the development I was talking about, Megève, L'Ultima, in terms of that sort of that extra added luxury property. But that doesn't mean it's unattainable. You know, we're very much there for people who want to be in these areas and who want a good property at a good price. And the fact that we can offer the management and the 20% VAT back really brings that back into people's, you know, to people's attention who think, you know, this is achievable for us. We can actually make this happen.
I think that's quite interesting, as you said, James. It's kind of a good summary. Obviously, from a 1 bedroom in Les Carroz to be able to ski in the Grand Massif, with the VAT back, makes it affordable for generally people buying the ski property. Not only is it affordable, but you take on the whole package, so you can do the management, the rental, taking care of the property. So it becomes an affordable option for a hassle-free product. I guess that's essentially where we're going with it. That sounds like a
well, that's it. That's it, exactly.
Oh, doesn't it? Yeah. So
well, precisely. And you know, skiing is, you know, can be expensive, and you know, if you do like your skiing holidays, but not just skiing, you know, we've got to remember the Alps is a summer destination, especially resorts like Les Carroz and Megève, which have those dual season aspects, and the Alps, which it is underrated in the summer for sure, is absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful in the summer.
I think you and I probably both know that, right? We've both probably spent some time there in the summer.
Yeah, indeed. And you know, I feel very fortunate. And, you know, whereas I was very much winter, I'm actually moving to, you know, so now I have, you know, a young family. The winter's great for sure, but you know, the summer is really that added bonus. So
yeah, I can see why your Terresens are choosing developments there. Obviously, it's something that we didn't kind of talk about before, but the dual season resort is fundamentally important for people at the moment. Potentially, obviously, getting some rental income if they choose to kind of do that kind of line. But also because obviously, like you said, the mountain bike in summer in the Alps can be pretty stunning. And at the moment, obviously, if you're trying to create those happy anchors for families, meet-up gatherings, once this is all over, then a dual season resort is I would say probably the only option almost.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is what a number of our clients are looking for. Whereas in the past, perhaps we used to say, you know, any summer rental is just a bonus. Now that's very much gone. You know, the summer rental is a factor in your rental return. And with the French home market very much being about, you know, going on holiday in France, and why wouldn't you if you know, if you're lucky enough to be able to do that in a country like France, then you know, you have that sort of, you know, that guarantee that your property is going to be rented by the home market. And I guess that's important at the moment as we move into the next year, about, you know, who's going to be renting my property, how am I going to get my return? Well, the home market is not going anywhere. Yeah. So, you know, we can feel confident that, you know, perhaps we may not be seeing the numbers, let's be realistic, that we've been seeing, but it's not going to be as catastrophic as other places, because, you know, France is the dominant renter and user of these properties.
And as you say, in this development that you're talking about, it obviously is when it's a completion, 2022 as well, right? So yeah, talking a real short term, you know, even from 2022, if you're going to rent it out for, say, for the next 20 years, it's kind of a longer term investment to enjoy and create the memories and kind of investment. We're not talking about a quick appreciation of money, are we? It's a long relationship with Terresens for the next however long it may be, 10, 15. Absolutely. So, you know, I guess you've got to say, you know, minimum 10 years. You know, people's circumstances, situations change with families growing up. But yeah, these are your bases to be able to enjoy. And, you know, because of the way they're built, they're absolutely solid with the materials inside. That investment will only hold and grow. And, you know, if you do at some point choose to sell it, you can, you know, sell it on, but we can and will still be there as the management property managing agent to take on for the new buyer and then just carry on that relationship. Right, it's good to hear. I think we've covered quite a lot, James. Just to kind of finish off, I know that you're being very generous and offering a bit of an exclusive to SnowOnly for the first 5 potential buyers. Obviously, you're not completing until 2022, as we've just discussed. So, and we'll put this offer in obviously at the bottom of the video anyway. But you're going to offer a 2-week holiday equivalent to what the people purchase up until 2022 in any of your developments, and even over peak season. That right?
Yeah, that's right. So really, throughout the Alps, in any of our developments that we're renting, yeah, you can use any of our properties for 2 weeks. You know, it doesn't have to be consecutive either. So, you know, it just gives you that ability to, you know, really, again, you know, enjoy the products that we're offering. You know, feel the furniture range that we offer. You know, we offer a particularly nice furniture range, and so you can actually, you know, start getting excited that, you know, the property you're going to get is not going to be too dissimilar to the one you're staying in.
And obviously, as we said, after all this is over, a nice place that you can potentially go and enjoy reasonably soon for your holiday. So look, that's for the first 5 buyers in the development in Les Carroz. Again, for anyone that's listening, I'll put the details below, the contact details for James. Obviously get in contact with him if you want obviously brochures or any details on this development or any of the developments that we've kind of discussed. I think that's it with our chat, James. Hope it's been good, and
that's great, Mark. Thanks.
Yeah, and I'll put all the details below for anyone to get in contact with you. But I really appreciate your time, and hopefully we can see some buyers coming over to you pretty soon.
Fantastic, good stuff.
All right, thanks, James. Take care.
Thanks, Mark. Cheers. Bye bye.